So basically, I'm here to deliver with you about the processes and the things involved in incubation. Right? We might be, most of us, be aware about this thing that incubation is there. Most of the people would be known to the incubator, which is there in hospitals. But thanks to the startup ecosystem and the people enabling it, and they have also replicated the same thing or the similar concept in that we are able to help and incubate startups and businesses which are innovatively and which have some novelty and has that urge to solve a pain problem of the society, right? So that's how this incubation thing works. And today we are here live to know about what is an incubator, and particularly it helps and startups to grow and will work with customer like it, or how would it solve the real problem, which are the main problems, global problem, whatever, right? So talking about an incubator, right? Incubation is something which is it's not an infrastructure, by the way. It's not an group of people who helps you out. It's the support what you get to upscale or to start something, which is not just helping you or your company, but helping the society in turn, right? And it was one of my mentor said it very clearly that if you have an hobby, right? If you have an hobby and you are doing it for your good comfort, and it also pleases others, right? So it is on your, but if you convert that hobby into a making machine, or you are able to generate value out of it, or you are able to get money out of it, right? To establish a company and support more other people, right? That is what is known as startup. So this is very good phrase which I always admire of him. So thank you also. So that's how to start a business, to start a startup, right? So there are many challenges coming up. Most of us might have tried one or other way of doing a business, right? Even being an employee, we tried doing multiple hats. So that's how the business or startup is done. So into enhancing and catalyzing this process of doing business or doing the startup, incubator comes in place. And incubator is not just, as I said, infrastructure which supports with the office facilities and the lab facilities, but it is also something which helps with the very genuine and royal mentorship. I also thanks all the mentors present here, that you are doing really a very good job, helping startups and businesses grow and flourish like anything. So it's also the mentorship that makes an incubation. It's also the team of incubation, right? As because the team of incubation is responsible for coming up and selecting a startup from the very initial idea stage, doing brainstorming on regular basis with them, and then particularly making them know that what is actually their market, who could be their real targeted customer, will that customer pay for him, pay for the product or service, or the payer the product, and the culture is different. So there are multiple fundas into it, but as like a personal, mentor, or you can say friend philosopher, right? So team helps them well. So it's also a very key part of that incubation thing. So here we are about to learn about the incubation, and when we talk about incubation, we need I'll more focus on establishing an incubation, and then meanwhile processing, standardizing the processes within the incubation, and then take it and flip to an autopilot mode. When I say autopilot mode, it doesn't mean that we have inputs into it, but our inputs we are more we are having more time to use that time productively and innovate more things, as because in itself is also startup, right? When we start an incubation, so we are incubation centers being defined by state agencies and all. So there are multiple forms of incubation, right? After incubation, we have accelerator programs and very scale-up programs and exchange programs. We have programs to get market access. We have government policies and schemes to start up. We are only focused on incubation. So yeah. So basically, when I say about establishing an incubation, right, that infrastructure. So that infrastructure not only includes the office space which is being delivered to the startups, as because that is the one service waiter gives to a startup. In the initial days, getting an office for your startup, which we are just experimenting might be, or you are just able to solve problems for others, right? So it's a bit a hectic thing, is because an office rented, getting the resources for that office, paying the light bills, paying the internet bills, and getting new system for your office. It's something, big, amount of money of capex required for that, right? So that is something which is, as in support delivered by incubation centers to the startups, right? Other than this, facilitating laboratories are also provided to startups to just test out their product or service. So when I talk about laboratories, I'll love to mention about Siviraman. That Siviraman has 27 plus center of excellences, which is just way beyond thing to any startup to help out, right? It's because they are having mostly everything what is required for a startup, right? If you are a startup for manufacturing, you can go there. If you are a startup for food technology or food processing, you can just go there and get the services, and they are actually immensely doing well. They have labs and all for AI, AR, VR, and whatnot, right? So this sort of facilities are also required, right? Which we commonly in term we call as a terminology which is known as Fab Lab, right? So that Fab Lab is known as facilitating lab, so which actually supports that startup with the basic requirements of testing their product or service. So that is another part, another facility which has been provided by any incubator, right? Other than these facilities, right, the other thing which is required is sometimes, virtual incubation is something, I talked about the feasible infrastructure thing, but there are many incubators, right, who incubate startups virtually. Let's say, for example, a startup is there in Ahmedabad and it's been incubated in Odisha and Siviraman, right? So how that particular services work, right? That how Siviraman AIC incubation could help the startups in Ahmedabad. So that basically differs, means, the simple parameters that just provided. Other than that, the mentorship thing, which I just told you, right? Siviraman has a very good mentorship pool, right? Even within the campus itself, there are very vibrant mentors available, So they do support startups with their expertise. If there is some startup of manufacturing, right? So they have very good mentors in manufacturing. So they do help and mentor the startups into that manufacturing, things. For example, ideation is there for a startup, right? Startup has some idea to test, but they don't know how to validate that. Do that idea has a market? Do that idea is having a requirement? Because when you start, there is also another thing which has been required. You need to know that whatever service or product you are just giving, right? So does that product or service has a market? Does that has a need, right? As because there is a very, very minute line is there in between that, need and want. So if your customer is just needing that, right? Right. So you have that market, but yeah, your customer wants it. So might be possible you will require more marketing efforts or more efforts in acquiring your customer, right? It's because that is the want, not a need. Means I need water, but might be I don't need. I want a mineral water, right? So that is a basic difference associating these words. So that's how that mentor could really help, as because that mentor is actually having 1 or 2 decades of experience within that domain. So that expertise, that domain, that knowledge, and that handholding which is required, that has been provided with this mentorship thing which has been done, and which are handpicked mentors by that incubator. And that's how that incubation team works, in handpicking that mentors, whichever domain is. It could be manufacturing, it could be medical, it could be food, it could be your IT services, it could be your AR/VR thing, it could be your big data thing. So that is what being support is given from an incubation center. Other than these things, there are multiple programs paid by incubation centers for startups. And what do I mean by that is like, they also facilitate startups to get market access. Yes. So market access is a thing where particularly startups initially at the very initial stage, they are, handling multiple hands and they are wearing multiple hats on their head. So in this, time and this amplitude time, they are not able, sometimes they are not able because of some bandwidth limitations to actually focus on their product and service quality. Along the same way, to find out customers, validate the requirement of their customers, right? Rebuild or rebuild that product or service or solution for the customers, and then create a marketing plan, create, that target audience marketing sessions, right? And then market then, and then after that marketing also, there is a very big pipeline in between, marketing the product or service and that getting to a sale. Right. So this whole thing, this whole scenario of a business, right, from my very initial mind with an ideation just into my that I validated idea. I just after validation, I just tested a beta version of that product or solution, and after that, I go into the market customer, yeah, that, hey, this is your problem and I have a solution for you. And that particular customer, that depends on the sales and the marketing plans, that would that customer actually become my beta version or not. It's because many times it happens that startups give that beta version for free, but still customers might not be interested to get thing, into free. It's because nowadays there are many time constraints into every people's life, right? So this whole process, this incubation things help them, right? So now I would love to just differentiate between this pre-incubation and incubation thing, is because the topic name is just pre-incubation and incubation management. So I just gave you an overview idea, brief idea about what actually an incubation is, what incubation centers do, how do they support startups, right? And now particularly, I would really like to share with you that what is the difference, basic difference between pre-incubation and incubation. So at a scale of startup, right? So there are multiple layers of stages where a startup grows. So from the very initial stage, startup starts with an idea, right? And that particular idea needs to be nurtured, needs to be validated, right? And that particular phase of any startup, right, is known as a pre-incubation stage. Just because it's not been incubated yet, it needs to be validated, right? Targeted customers need to be planned out. It also needs to prepare a business model out of how particularly your product or service or solution would be delivered to the exact targeted customers. So that's how, this multiple things are yet to be done. So this is a research thing, back-end research thing. You need to, convey and see that how is the competition within the market. When I say about competition in the market, it could be like competition into Bhubaneswar itself, competition into Odisha itself, competition into India, or it might be possible that competition across the globe, right? So it depends on how do you target your customers, right? How do you bunch them, right? How do you bunch your product or service into it? So that's how this competition thing works. And that's where, you give that pitch decks, having a market size thing into your pitch deck for the investor, right? So this is how, this mentorship thing works. This how the process handholding works. Along with that, many times if I say about startups, if I say about business, most of the time, and for most of the people, the very first thing comes to their mind is funds, investment, right? Seed funding. So what are those things? So these particular things are, if you have a vehicle, right, it needs some fuel to drive it, right? And that fuel is something for a business, for a startup. It's investment. Right? You need some capital of amount of money, right? Or we need some capital. The capital could not be just the cash or money thing. It could be for social capital. It could be your, capital with some handholding support, right? So that capital investment is also required. So now I'm focusing more upon this money part, right? So for a startup or a business to start, even if it's a service-based company, right? They need money to, get their website posted, right? They need money to deliver some marketing campaign. They need money to advertise their product. If that is a manufacturing startup, so they need actually money for beta testing. Yeah, they before actually launching their product into market, they go into multiple phases. They start with your POC, right? POC is just a proof of concept thing, right? Similar to what we did into our make the point that what we need to deliver, right? So that is how startups actually prove that what it works and it may work, right? After that POC stage, we have this MVP stage. Now, what is MVP? So MVP stands for minimum viable product. So now, when I say the POC, it's not syllable, but when I say MVP, it's syllable. Why? It's because a minimum viable product is there. Means the product would be utilized. A POC can't be utilized just because it's just proving the concept. But an MVP is actually usable, right? So that's how the customers could be charged for your MVP thing. And that manufacturing startups need that some amount of amount of investment or funds. It could be from the family schools, or it could be from any government grant. It could be, at the very initial stage when you are testing your POC or MVP, angels and VC doesn't come into picture. So that's why, this three things which I say, friends, schools, or family, these three becomes your landlord, or these three becomes your gods to survive your startup and to validate your startup idea. So this is how, in this particular part also, as I say, this is also a very crucial part for a startup or a business. So here also the incubation comes into picture and helps the startup in connecting them with people that how particularly, they can be connected to this investors. Many of the time I say friends or fools or family, right? These are mostly connected to the startup itself, but yeah, incubator has their own ways to grant some money to the startup. So in Gujarat, if I say, they have a student startup innovation policy, which actually delivers 2 lakhs rupees to any student startup or a startup, which is just 5 years away from graduation. Right. So this is something which is, different state by state. So in this Gujarat state, this policy is really working well. We have 3,000 plus student innovators innovating things that actually solving problems on ground. And can you imagine, a student who is just learning their bachelor's into computers, they're actually solving problems. Yeah. So it's not like just a college project. It's like a passionate project, right? They actually need to problems. And here, hackathons, right? The hackathons, what in Indian government do, you all might be aware about this Smart India hackathon, right? Even states do that. Even corporates do come up with hackathons, right? So this hackathons basically build up that, initial energy, initial inertia to the students that, yeah, they need to solve problems and they need to innovate something while being in the college, right? So here in Gujarat, we have 3,000 plus student startups, and that's really amazing for us. And even if I talk about Odisha, there are multiple students there who are innovating things. Even within Sivaraman, we have a very good team like Robesh, right? They are solving problems with other things. In just this COVID-19 thing, right? Subham, I know the founder of this thing, that they are actually innovating. They're just alive, like they are just agile in innovating things. They did, Corona problem solutions, right? So they built robots, they built that the disinfection machines, right, in just couple of days. Isn't this interesting? So that's how this incubation thing works. I really thank the incubation center in Savi Raman and the IIC cell for supporting the students. Just saying we'll sit placement and get off. The students are saying we'll sit in the placement, but in the other side of the paper. So that's where the change and impact comes, right? So this is how something we need to build the culture, and that's how we also have innovation cells. MHRD's innovation cell is also there in your Sivaraman thing, and mostly or most of the universities and colleges. So other than that, we have e-cells. Initially, it was known as entrepreneurship cell, right? So this really small clubs things and the support from faculties and the management really help and support the students to innovate. Even these things help startups to boost up their energy and just not leave their idea apart to okay, let's keep it aside and go for a job. And even if I talk about jobs, there are many entrepreneurs within job elsewhere. In any institution, in any organization, we have people who are just like innovating like anything. They are also innovators. They are also innovating things into their own jobs. If, for example, there is some video editor in our organization, so he tries to innovate new templates, right? If we talk about faculties members, right? So they try to innovate new things. Initially, we were using that blackboard and whiteboard thing. Now, faculties and all are using this whiteboard thing. They're trying to innovate so that the students can understand things much better. Their conceptual clarity gets improvised, right? And that's how things work here, right? So it's like really well going things when I talk about innovation. And as this word is coined, I would really like to talk a bit about innovation. That many times we misunderstood this concept of innovation and innovation. We invention, right? We think like innovation and innovation is something same. But sorry to say that they are not same, right? They have a very thin line into it, which has a difference into. So invention is something what we invent, right? We discover something which is a new thing, right? Which is useful, which could be used or utilized. But innovation is something after utilizing that novel thing, we are generating revenue, we are building a business out of it. And not only that, we are actually impacting the society, right? By solving their problem. The society could be the university faculties, the society could be, students, the society could be any, or the people at whole, or people at large. So that is how the innovation things work. But when I dive into the innovation part, innovation has been divided into three different domains. Innovation could be there into this product thing. Innovation could be there into the service thing, and innovation could be also there in your business model. Ola, Uber in these things, right? So what they didn't innovated anything. Invented their own car. Ola or Uber will have their own cars. They didn't invent that, yeah, we'll run on electrics only, right? They are casual cars, right? They are also not the driverless cars. They are having the driver itself into it. So what did they invented or that innovated that, right? And that is particularly model. It's been strange and innovative and it's surprising at the same time that Uber doesn't have a single car for giving and providing things to other people. So Ola really invented the business model thing itself. So they stated and they did that we don't require any cars to buy, right? We don't require any driver on our own payroll, right? So they didn't state that, yeah, we'll hire drivers and make the service live. So they did what they just made it a marketplace. And with that marketplace model, they actually reinvented the wheel and innovated things there, right? So that's how this innovation things works. And about planning incubator, if you or a organization is planning for an incubator, you need multiple things. And as I mentioned, I'll just wrap that things once again, and that is particularly the infrastructure, right? You also need something which is known as vision mission statements. So vision mission statements actually help a lot into making an uh, invention will for an incubation, as because that vision mission statement will drive the whole management along with employees working in into incubator, that how particularly will move up and what would be our strategy to the things, right? And other than that, we require the right team. Sorry for that, but actually what I mean for a right team is something, a team which is very agile. I said and I quoted earlier, itself is also an startup in itself, right? So that's why we need a team which is pro into most of the things. I'll not say that we need best of best people into it, but we just need people who can just maintain consistency, people who are having their ears and eyes open, right? So that's how required for an incubation center. Along with that, obviously the vision mission being provided by the management works a lot, and their own involvement into the incubation center really helps. And I'm really fortunate to see that the Siviraman management and the team of incubation in Siviraman is really doing very well into making these things happen there. I really congratulate all the team members there. Other than that, we need also a business plan. As a startup need a business plan, and incubation also needs a business plan, as because most of the government policy states that they will only support the incubation, right? Either the incubation has been established under AIC, either the thing is established under TBI. We just only need, or we are just only given a time frame of 5 years. They are only supporting us for 5 years, right? So after that 5 years, or within that time period of 5 years, we need to get self-sustained, and that's where the requirement for a business plan is there, right? So that's how there are multiple things required for an incubator to establish. Along with these policies, yes, policies and standardization is something which is very crucial point. As a very good person stated this, that to scale a company or to make it on the server, we need some standardization and some policy into picture, right? As because the standardization of any process or the policies what we develop, or the act what we are doing, or the services or product what we are delivering, key is the key role into establishing that brand. As because there are multiple numbers of incubators in India. If you go to a Startup India website, you'll know that there are 576 plus incubators into India. Still most of the people into the startup ecosystem might just 5 to 10 names of incubators in India. So that's how, if you are not able to build that brand for your incubator, or if you are not able to support the startups which you are actually meant for, then it may feel hard to you. It may feel hard to manage. The purpose of the incubation might have not solved, right? So this is something we need to take care. Yeah. So that's how I have just delivered most of my points for managing an incubation or pre-incubation thing.